Good morning, dear students. I am Ravan Siddhappa MB, Assistant Professor of English, Government First Grade College, Nyamati, Davangere District. And the title of the paper is 20th Century Literatures First. It is an elective paper, paper number 9. BA degree program, optional English, 6th semester. And this is the 48th session, and the topic is D.H. Lawrence's novel Sons and Lovers and its 4th chapter and its discussion. Objectives and outcomes of this session are like this: to enable the students to know the Oedipal love of Paul with his mother, and the session outcomes are like this. Students will be able to understand the description of Paul, and students will understand Paul's sickness. Recapitulation. During the last session, we have discussed Mr. Morel's sickness, and however his wife Gertrude Morel hates to some extent, but she treats him to recuperate his health, and in the course of time she she becomes pregnant, and she has begotten the child Arthur, who is the last child. So this is being seen in the last session, and apart from that she had joined to the Women's Guild, and it is the cooperative society in which she attends the meetings once in a week without missing, and she is successful in getting a job for her son William. So these are the important developments those take place in the last two chapters of the last session. Now let us go for the 4th chapter. The title of the 4th chapter is like this: The Young Life of Paul. Here in the first few paragraphs of this novel, we have Paul's description. Paul is a pale, quiet, and small child who looks like his mother. He is extremely conscious of what others feel, especially his mother. It is the link to Oedipal love. He thinks his soul seemed always attentive to her. It may be called mother fixation. He has a close bond with his mother. Bondage is one of the major themes of this novel. So, this is being seen. He is attracted towards his mother all the times. As William goes for work in London, that I told you in the last session, he spends time with his older sister Annie and follows her around, joining in her games, playing with her, talking with her, spending time with her. It becomes quite common. Annie has a favorite toy, and it is a doll. It has the it is having the China face, and it was her favorite toy also, on which Paul accidentally breaks, which is being broken up accidentally by Paul one day when he lands on it after jumping off the sofa. So in this way our favorite doll is crushed, and it is totally damaged by Paul. She weeps and goes heartbroken because it was her favorite doll. He, however, burns it after 2 days, and he told her that it is a kind of sacrifice. And it really hurts Annie a lot. The doll melts in the flames, and he has a wicked satisfaction when it is being melted while burning. So this is being seen in the first slide and the few paragraphs of this novel, and she goes heartbroken by his attitude and at the loss of her favorite doll. In the next few paragraphs, we come to know that all children, especially Paul, dislikes Mr. Morel. Remember, William is away to London to work, okay, and then Paul is with his mother all the times, along with his sister Annie, and he has started disliking Mr. Morel, and always sides with his mother in all matters and even in quarrels. Mr. Morel continues to snub and drink. So, Mrs. Morel wants her husband to change his attitude, but it is unfortunate he did not stop either drinking or snubbing or quarreling. Mr. Morel continues to snub and drink. It leads the whole family to misery. He comes home late night. It is quite common. Once he comes home, he starts quarreling with his wife. And it leads the whole family into misery. Once, when Paul finds his mother with a swollen eye and his father stands head down, look at this thing. He beats his wife. William comes home and he wants to fight with his father, but she holds. Look at this thing. Son is trying to hit back his father. It is nothing but a kind of mother fixation or Oedipal love, you may call either. Paul is afraid that his father will accidentally kill Mrs. Morel because he cannot control his temper. That is the thing. Cannot control his temper by remembering the past incidents, because since he was a child he had seen the attitude of his father towards his mother. As a result, Mr. Morel is shut out from all family affairs. And the children do not want to talk to him. As a child, Paul prays, Lord, let my father die, and hopes Mr. Morel will be killed in a mining accident. So this is the prayer of the son Paul Morel for his father, and hopes that Mr. Morel will be killed in a mining accident. All the times he prays. Paul wins a prize for his painting in the school. Mrs. Morel tells her son Paul to inform this information to his father, but Paul replies that it is impossible to connect with Mr. Morel. See the hatred of the second son. He wants his mother to be happy. That is his intention. That's all. Arthur alone likes his father and asks him to tell the stories of the pit, and then he feels happy. So this is the only contention and happy point for Mr. Morel. The family waits for Mr. Morel's return to home for dinner, but he spends a lot of time at the bar by drinking. Mrs. Morel is unable to tolerate his attitude. She suffers the agony of it, and her children suffers with her suffering. So this is being seen in the next few paragraphs of this chapter. Okay, fine, all is well. So every night there is the quarrel that is taking place between the couple, and the children are the muted spectators, and William tries to hit back his father once when he came back from London, but his mother, Mrs. Morel or Gertrude Morel, has stopped it, and this kind of quarrels and bouts are quite common. But Paul has prayed his father to die in the mines. That was his prayer. So now Paul is sick. Paul is a delicate boy subject to bronchitis. This is the description of Paul, and the same term is being used while referring to D.H. Lawrence. It is an autobiographical concept or link that is to be noticed. And his mother had feared he would not survive, leaving her with a mixture of anguish in her love for him. It makes her to worry a lot of for Paul. She thinks that she would lose her second son. Paul does not tolerate when his father tries to stay with him when he is sick. He tells his father that he wants his mother in his place. All the times he wants to concentrate on his mother. He wants to please his mother. He wants to have his mother. It is nothing but the Oedipal attraction. Paul loved to sleep with his mother when he is sick. Sleep is still most perfect in spite of hygienists. When it is shared with the beloved, sleep is best. The warmth, the security and the peace of soul, the utter comfort from the touch of the other knits the sleep so that it takes the body and soul completely in its healing. Paul lay against her and slept and got better, whilst she, always a bad sleeper, fell later on into a profound sleep that seemed to give her faith. His mother, who often sleeps in the same bed with him, Mrs. Morrell, feels guilty during Paul's illness, as she never expected him to live when he was young and did not want him when he was a baby. Mrs. Morrell shared the bed with her son rather than with her husband. This signifies the transference of affection from her husband to her children. So these are the actual lines of the textbook that I have quoted here. Once Paul brings his mother flowers like a lover, Mrs. Morrell answers, "Pretty," in a curious tone of a woman accepting a love taken. See, just like how a sweetheart receives the gift of her beloved, a lover, in the same way she has accepted that flowers from his son Paul Morrell. It is the reference to the Oedipal love. The family falls short on money. The children love to help their mother by bringing mushrooms and blackberries from the field. So this is being seen, and it is the key note of this chapter that the Paul and his mother Mrs. Morrell have the Oedipal love, sleeping together, accepting the gifts like a lover. These are all connotating the Oedipal love that I explain you later. William moves to Nottingham for work, and then she turns her attention to Paul as her new closest companion. William and Paul are jealous yet remain close because of their mother only. She does not try to better either her own relationship or life, but spends with their sons one after another. Look at this thing. Look at the nature of Mrs. Morrell here. Every Friday is a payday for the coal miners. Paul goes to collect the wages of his father, but is disgusted to listen the vulgar jokes of the others there. He tells his mother he won't go next time to collect the wages of his father to the mines. Paul feels rejected and out of place among the miners because he is more educated than them. So just like his mother, he is also having some superiority complex. Among the uneducated, he is the educated. And William comes for Christmas by this time. Mrs. Morrell is overjoyed by William's return for Christmas celebration, and now he brings costly gifts for everyone in the home and fancy sweets to all the inmates of the family. He comes to see his mother. It is very important. and she calls him her knight. Last time she has described William as King Solomon, but now she calls him her knight. He stays for 5 days in the home and he returns. And when he returns, Mrs. Morrel is not at all tolerating his departure. And his departure is actually a kind of numbness for her. So these are all the references to our Oedipal love, and at the same time we can call she has transferred all of her love only to her loved sons William and also Paul. And William and Paul are more than her husband, and this is to be noticed in this chapter. And in this we have some important key concepts that I already given some of the hints. The Oedipal relationship between Paul and his mother reveals in this chapter that I told you. And what is Oedipal love? Oedipal love refers to the attraction towards the opposite sex and the hatred towards the same sex. Here in this novel, Paul Morrel is hating his father along with his mother Gertrude Morrel, and he is attracted towards the opposite sex, that is his mother Gertrude Morrel. So Gertrude is the character of William Shakespeare's Hamlet, in which once when King Hamlet is murdered or assassinated by his brother, okay, and Prince Hamlet is attracted towards his mother. So that is being explained in that drama. So the same name is here in this novel. You need to understand the similarities of some of the qualities here. In Freud's analysis, this would be symptomatic of the boy replacing his father and symbolically sharing the marital bed with his mother. This is taking place in this novel. When Paul is sick, his mother sleeps on the same bed or shares the same bed with her son. So as long as she is with him, he thinks that he is recuperating. So that is to be noticed. And she is once when she is missing one son, she pushes her into the arms of another son. Paul and his mother also delight in sharing the things. Paul bakes bread on Friday nights, taking his mother's place so that she can go to the market and bring some vegetables and all those things. The intimacy is only threatened when William returns for Christmas. The intimacy between mother and son Paul is threatened by the return of William Morrel. And we know that once again their father rages in one of his drunken fits. During that time the nature is also voicing his voice like that. The ash tree shrieks and cries as it is assaulted by the wind. So such references are made. Nature is also one of the major motives of this novel. So these are all the important analytical points while reading this novel. I hope that you have understood these important concepts and the developments of the novel, chapter number 4. Thank you. At the same time, we need to have the Paul's nature. His sickness leads to attach to his mother more. That is also a very important thing. William, in the beginning of these chapters, is bringing some costly gifts and sweets, and again he is coming back to look at his mother. These are all some connotations. Okay, so in the next chapters his attitude will be different, but he has started oscillating between his mother and also his girlfriends. That is also clear in the next few sessions. So he is the threat for William. William is a threat for Paul Morrell, especially to maintain his relationship with his mother. Thank you.